Money trauma can deeply affect how we relate to finances through our life, whether if it's growing up in financial instability or witnessing harmful money habits. These experiences can create a mental blockage that can make difficult and can also affect your relationships with wealth. Addressing these challenges early by teaching financial literacy to children can break generational cycles of financial stress and empower future generations. Today, we're excited to dive deeper into this topic with Aseel El-Baba, a renowned financial therapist and mental health expert who has dedicated her career to bridging the gap between financial well-being and emotional health. Welcome to Back into Alignment. Today, we are so excited. Again, we have a great global change maker and thought leader of our community. Today, we're connecting to Toronto. Here from Dubai, we're connecting from all over the world. Today, we have a very special guest because we actually know each other since 2018. We have been raising our voice to defend the people that don't have the voice. So we actually have this power with our voice. We actually met doing a competition to share a social impact that was very close to our hearts, and we became friends after that. And I have seen Aseel El-Baba growing not only as a financial health, emotional well-being blend, but also a mother, which is also a big part of the process of becoming aware of the world. So I'm excited to have today Aseel, and we want to be diving deep in a 25-minute conversation about the connection of our emotions and our finances, something that sometimes we disconnect. And this is something that we are really bringing awareness to start learning this from early ages. So thank you so much, Aseel. How are you? And tell me how you feel today.
Thank you, Joa. I'm so proud of your progress as well. And moving countries, moving continents, it's inspiring to also witness your journey. And I'm excited to share with you a little bit about the world that I'm diving into.
Yes, you have a very strong message. I've been following you for the last 6 years since we met. We did even this group empowerment of where we were cheering up on something that we didn't even know that it was coming. The pandemic was coming. We were just getting ready to be the global change makers, and we're still here walking and going towards this direction of impact, social impact, and mental health. I also always blend mental health because at the end, this is very important. And I wanted to know how you blend this. And actually, what was that aha moment that you got to be able to blend finances with mental health?
Absolutely. So my path started in the conventional banking. I worked in on Bay Street. I worked with clients to help them with strategies, cash flow management, investment advice. And it's through that experience that I started to have different aha moments and knowing that there's something else happening in a specific experience that numbers aren't telling me the details of. So I would be sitting with a client who potentially had, let's say, lots of money in the bank, but still felt anxious and constrained and scarcity and couldn't function as far as how emotionally stable they were with their finances. So I knew that you can't combat these emotions with logic. I can't show them how much they have because they already know that, but they're still having that emotional experience nevertheless. Or the other extreme where clients didn't have didn't have financial stability, but were very emotionally avoidant and didn't want to look at the numbers and didn't want to pursue a plan to fix their finances and their financial well-being in the short or long term. So there were always different situations that I started to look at, even looking at dysfunctional behaviors like gambling, overspending, hoarding, financial infidelity, all sorts of different ways that these things which now I know are just symptoms to a deeper issue that's taking place. I was looking at these scenarios on a day-to-day basis and felt that I didn't have the right toolbox with me to create sustainable and long-term changes. So back in 2018, I was inspired to go back to school to study and become a psychotherapist, knowing that through blending both approaches, I'd be able to dig deeper into some of the emotional core wounds that are the core of the issue, and go deep with clients versus just superficially looking at the symptoms that they're showcasing via their money behavior. So my journey started there, and in 2020 I quit the bank and started my own financial therapy practice, and since then I've been on a mission to heal people's relationship with money, and I believe that that has a ripple effect across their life, like their marriages, how they parent, their career, their businesses, a whole, even their health, physically and mentally. So it's a really core aspect of our life that connects with everything else. So it's really important to take a look at it.
Yeah, very powerful. So when we met, you were just discovering the new depth of finances that you never really explored until that point. And then now, after 5 years, you became a financial therapist. It's very unusual to hear this term, but it's
Yeah.
also very important to start bringing awareness into this. And it's something that, like you say, as a mother, is something that we should be implementing at the early age and not having this fear. And I wanted to talk about money in the case of money. Like, what is money for you, Aseel? If you could just explain to your son, like, if your son asks mommy, but what is money? How would you explain to a child what is money? Why it's so important is to understand the power of money and the power of energy exchange to be able to live with more freedom.
Yes. I love that question. How do you explain money for a child? Personally, I think it depends on the child's age. Because my son is still 2 years, I won't use him as an example, but I do talk about this conversation with his cousins who are 7 and 9. And first, the approach I had is originally to ask them what they think money is, and understand what their starting point is. And then helping them understand that money is a form of exchange. It's available for everybody, like making sure that I'm supporting them in creating abundance mindset, that money is available. When you work hard and you're doing something you're passionate about and you're serving others, it's really important to associate uh, fun and pleasure and serving others with money, because sometimes we actually grew up with contradictory messages around that. Like we need to be working a job that we hate, or money is about sacrifice and hard work. And if you want to do something you love, then that's just a hobby on the side that's not associated with how you make money. So talking to kids around that, starting to have some interactions with money, I wanted to infuse positive messaging about what it takes to make money and make sure that they're looking at it from a positive lens, but also talking to them about their spending habits. So not just how money comes in, and infusing positivity and positive messaging from how it flows into our life, but also telling them, because we respect money and we work for it, and we have to be responsible. So we have to be responsible in how we spend it, and make sure that we are looking at what we need. I had this conversation with one of them because it was just recently in Canada, like the start of the school year, and they wanted to buy a whole bunch of different back to school items, and a lot of the items they already had. So it was a conversation around, like, why would we need to buy new when this water bottle that we have is functional and it's perfect, and saying, if we buy a new water bottle, this money is now um gonna be taken away from something else that you may have been able to enjoy, like a trip to the zoo or something else that you probably would enjoy even more. So trying to also explain to them this opportunity cost. If you're buying something here, then if you're saying yes to one item, you're saying no to something else. So just helping them with these simple concepts on a day-to-day basis based on what's relevant in their life. Um, like talking about water bottles and school trips and things like that, things that are tangible for them to understand. It's a powerful starting point for the conversation.
Yeah, like you touch few points, and I really like the learning habits at an early age, because sometimes as adults we are so busy with our life that we think that the kids are going to learn this automatically, but many times they learn the wrong way, and they
Yes.
keep learning uh, this wrong way that creates a money trauma, can deeply
Mhm.
affect how we relate to finances through our life. And whether if it's growing in financial instability or witnessing harmful money habits, this experiencing can create mental blockages in our kids. And it's important to start developing, like you say, tangible strategies for them to understand how can they trade something for something, right? That doesn't have to be even in a currency. It could be a serving act or some kind of different way to do trades. Now, because I know you are a very unique icon that is standing for the innovation about how not only you as a mother, but also you as a previous worker for finances, how can you blend the emotional disconnection into the finances so you can actually empower the next generations. And probably you are inspired by being a mother, but your career pivot from managing 100 million portfolios to becoming a financial therapist reflects a deep commitment to addressing the emotional and psychological aspects. So my question is, how can you integrate these insights in your current work, and how your family sees you now with this very strong character that you're developing?
Thank you for that. It warms my heart to hear that from you. So when I'm sitting with clients, in our consultation, it's very important for me to identify what their areas or core challenges are. And sometimes clients don't fully understand what they are. It's maybe a process of discovery that we go on to understand what their core issues are. But oftentimes, if they've booked a consultation with me, they're aware of how money is impacting their life one way or another. They're feeling maybe anxious about it, or they're getting into fights with other people around it, or they're feeling lack of self-worth or inadequacy, or constant stress, or burnout. Like there's a whole variety of different things that they may already be aware of, and that's why they're booking a consultation to say, hey, this area in my life needs attention. But what's important for me to also let them know that I'm not here to give strategies on how to do the logical parts of your money, the practical stuff. It's also still very important to have a budget, to have a strategy, to have an investment plan. But I'm focused more on the emotional and psychological gaps of this conversation to help you understand your behavioral patterns, to help you shift how you feel, think, communicate, and behave with money. And essentially, these are really important aspects to understand, because even the most robust financial plan won't yield to great strategies and long-term financial health if the root causes of some of the behavioral or emotional patterns are not addressed. So this is what I help support my clients through awareness. And I have a variety of different tools in my toolbox depending on my clients, what's their situation, what resonates with them. Sometimes we're working with like the cognitive behavioral tools. Sometimes we're doing somatic tools, which involve the body, or emotional processing tools to deal with understanding our emotions and learning how to process them and express them and release them, which is the most important part, so that they're not stuck in our experiences and lingering and attaching themselves into vehicles for expression. So sometimes clients have emotional themes in life like anger, deprivation, abandonment wounds, and these are the specific emotional themes that link or latch on money behaviors to express themselves. So when we heal a certain pattern, we go into the root emotional part of that through the work
Mhm.
that I.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating, the connection between emotions, financial stability, and trauma that can be that point of connection, and how to go into that deep level of awareness. Then my question is, because it's something that is still a taboo, unfortunately, out there, they just blame it. We tend to blame it on the governments. We tend to blame it on our past, on our boss, we tend to blame it on anything, but we never really stop and think about, like, is it actually related to something that is the patterns that I'm being creating myself? So then the question is related to the approach, because it's something so different. It's very hard. You usually go to a bank and you find a financial advisor. You go to a clinic and you find a psychotherapist. But then now you're creating this gap of both. Then
Yeah.
my question right away is, like, how can we find you? Like, is it something that someone is looking to create a financial stability and it thinks about you as a financial advisor with the knowledge of emotion, or someone that actually is burnt out, maybe feeling isolated, lonely, and it needs
Yeah.
you more as a psychotherapist, and it realizes that that mental blockage is creating also as a consequence to be, let's say, in a poor position financial. So what do you find yourself that you are more into research? If somebody's researching you, somebody will look for you for a psychotherapy approach or for the financial approach.
Um, so when I started my practice, I was torn between how to go about it because the field itself is new and there's only about 400 or so of us in the Financial Therapy Association, and each person creates or created a different area of focus. Personally, I'm focused more on the psychotherapy aspect and financial coaching and money mindset coaching. So I'm no longer giving financial advice and investment strategies and things like that. I maintain my certifications just out of staying updated with the industry, but I'm not giving any clients any financial advice per se. And the reason I made that choice is because there are already an abundance of professionals who are great in doing this part of the puzzle really, really well. But there's not enough professionals like me who are dealing with the other side of it. So I wanted to laser focus on the gap in the industry versus just do it all.
Mhm. Okay, all right. So they will find you more in the emotional aspect. And then once they heal the emotional aspect, they will be able to create an structure that is more efficient for their actions in the financial department, let's say.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. They
okay,
still would need to work with their financial advisor to create the right strategies for them. But with
okay.
me, they're talking about the relationship they have with money, the impact money has on their life, their business growth. If they feel like there's patterns they're addressing, they find themselves in cycles of inefficiency or uh, patterns of belief systems that they're not sure how to hack. So there's a whole variety of different ways in how this can show up.
Mhm. Yeah, no, super interesting. I also want to know, since you've been practicing this for a few years, and for sure you've been exploring even before you had the degree, more about this. If you could choose a way to create a bigger impact, would you choose an individual transformation or a group transformation in a community, let's say collective? Because I saw you are constantly out there. So you are mentoring people through a TV show that you're sharing a message. You are a mentor of tons of people that have looked at this video, which I watched one of those and I really love. Only 2 minutes was a strong message, really clear about dependency that we create. I love that. But then I also see you in Elevate, beautiful festival with all of these icons and people from all over the world that come to share about technology and empowerment. And I saw you there too. So you do this blend of 101 plus a community collective growth. So if you could choose one, let's say in a hypothetical world where you have only one way to share your message, which would you choose, individual or collective?
I think they're related. Like I think to impact the work starts within. But I love sharing my message in a group and like a community. And there are ways that within that space. Sometimes I do group coaching, or sometimes I'm doing a workshop or a keynote. And within that space, there's opportunity for individual sharing and individual coaching opportunities. And when people share vulnerably, especially in a place that is a safe space for them to share and being coached on the spot, their transformation allows other and give others permission and inspiration to also go through that journey themselves. So I really love the collective group work because sometimes witnessing other person's transformation in itself deepens our own self-awareness and inspire us to move past our own limitation. So there's something motivating and inspiring and supportive in that community aspect of it.
Okay. So you like both ways.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
They complement each other. Yeah.
And with your extensive blend between the basically finance and the psychotherapy, what advice would you give to organizations that they are looking into this expansion on environments where someone that is going to open a bank account can always also go to the same space, perhaps go to a financial therapist to understand, hey, is this the right way? Should I be opening a bank account? Should I be opening a credit card? Or like, is it a way that you could advise financial institutions to start implementing financial therapies?
Great question.
Right. Yeah.
Part of my vision is to train financial advisors, hopefully across the world, on in a trauma informed lens, so they can incorporate some of these tools in their day to day. They don't need to become full out financial therapists because, they're still trained in their area to be the practical financial planners that they are, but bringing some awareness and some tools to help them understand clients better, deepen their relationship with clients, especially now that our community and our the generation is asking for that. I mean, the millennials and Gen Zs are asking for relationships with their advisors, not just a transaction, not just somebody who looks at them as like a number. They are looking to deepen their level of um, engagement with their own finances. So bringing trauma-informed tools can be supportive to help financial institutions increase their market share, deepen their client retention rates, and also serve their clients better. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a win-win situation for the advisor, for the client, and for the institution.
So this is something that you will dream about. Yeah, totally makes sense. Now, because we're about to complete our conversation and there is so much to share, I literally have so many questions that I would like to ask you. But this is the last question because it's very important to know where to find you, especially for those people that feel actually ready to transform and also to redirect their actions, or perhaps to explore more about the mental awareness, emotional awareness about money. I've been following your LinkedIn, which I love. Please follow the LinkedIn of Aseel, which is Aseel El-Baba. You can follow her and she will keep you updated with not only her presentations, but also very important information related to financial health. And it has a group that is called Holistic Optimal Wealth. So tell me a little bit about what is your intention with the group and how can we join you?
Incredible. So, if somebody is intrigued by this conversation and they feel like they're ready to heal the relationship they have with money, they can book a complimentary consultation with me. You can find the booking link on LinkedIn or on my website, holisticoptimalwealth.com. And then through that consultation, we determine if it's better for us to work on a one-on-one basis or if you can join a group. I usually launch groups almost on a monthly basis where I accept 6 to 8 people and there's a specific structure that I go through to support the group together. Actually, people who join the group also can book their own individual sessions. So they can work with me in a hybrid approach. So if this is something you'd like to learn more about, like the first step is just the consultation, and we will take it from there.
Super, super. And the last one is, if there is a specific age to teach about money, do you find that there is a limit to learn about money when it's too far, or anyone could just learn about the financial therapy?
Of course, it's life is a lifelong, or sorry, learning is a lifelong pursuit. I feel like there's never an age where we should stop learning because it's part of our growth. So anybody could pursue that, and there's different angles to money to learn. So it depends on, are you learning to invest, or trade stocks, or budget, or be on top of your business expenses and balance sheets, or is it more learning about um, how to change the relationship we have with money, and as far as how you feel about it, how you think about it, and all these things. So there's so many different angles to this topic. Some are more tangible and practical, and others are more emotional and abstract. So, and philosophical too, like your value system, and all these different things. So there's so many angles about around this topic that makes it really exciting for me to continue exploring. And this is why I do what I do. Yeah.
Super. Well, it was exciting to hear your journey. You have grown so much for the last 6 years since we met, and I know you're going to go global. I can't wait to meet you here in the Middle East, in Dubai.
Yes, I want to come to Dubai. It's a very big goal of mine. Hopefully, I'm not sure what conference or
I'll keep you
trainings.
updated, because what you
Yeah,
do, it definitely will be very well received here, because we do live with the mind of excellence. Being
yeah,
excellent on everything is what we are looking for. We have a vision, and definitely we are looking forward to bring this type of innovation in terms of thinking. It's very
yeah.
important to blend finances with mental health, with emotional health. And my last message for you guys is to always remember that health is wealth. So take care of your body, take care of your mind, and the rest will come together. So thank you so much, Aseel. We're looking forward to book those consultations for those that are actually curious about how to blend and become more emotional and financial free. And we're looking forward to learn more about you in the LinkedIn channel. Thank you so much, Aseel, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Thank you. Bye.